Welcome to part 6 of the Sonic Lost World commentary, ladies and gentlemen. Silent Forest has been silenced, and now we're going after Sky Road.
Which begins with another grass level. Wonderful.
But it's in the sky.
Just like my diamonds.
So, basically, we're playing through Windy Hill Zone graphics in the sky.
Pretty much.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. In fact, this is the start of fucking Windy Hill Act 1. Can you tell that they were running out of budget at this point in the game?
No, you're crazy. That's ignorant.
Lewis, you're seeing things. Come on.
Yeah, this one clearly has Eagle.
Could we just take our commentary for Windy Hill Act 1 and splice it on this and just call it a day?
What do you think we are, Sega?
Yes.
We'd be no better than them, Gareth.
That's why I'm here. I thought you guys were Sega. You did not. Fuck this commentary.
You mean I can't get a job here? Fuck this.
Automation.
Sky Road Zone 1. Nothing really to talk about here, really.
It's a road in the sky with diamonds.
I will say I do appreciate those sections where speed boosters are as much obstacles as you know, things to make the game easier. On the other hand, this looks like it's I can't tell whether I like the idea of a giant caterpillar or dislike that it looks like the fucking dragon boss from Galaxy 2.
I like the idea of a caterpillar, I just don't like the idea of them being 5 of them in this damn planet.
Well, it's just enough. You have to kill all of them, you know. It's just.
Yeah.
Oh! This reminds me of. These are the enemies from 3D Blast. Those fucking annoying things that you had to sit on the hole and spin dash to kill them.
Serious question. We are in a Green Hill looking environment with giant badniks. Where is Knuckles and why aren't we racing him?
with bad cash remixes.
Cash. I love the way if you ever get the chance to meet Jun Sonoy and you ask him about Cash, the way there's this interview where he talks about Cash, he goes, "Yeah, I work with a Cash." The way he says it is just hilarious. I love it.
You know, I never drew the Sonic 3D Blast parallel with those caterpillars.
Those enemies are the most annoying things. It's like it's such finicky timing.
That's why I just jump around like a goddamn moron until they pop up.
Just like in real life.
9 times out of 10, you know what flicky they spawn? They spawn the fucking red one that jumps around like a jumping bean. The ones that if you ever lose them, it takes forever to get them back because they keep hopping around.
Something tells me you spent way too much time playing Sonic 3D Blast.
I spent way too much time trying to get those damn red flickies back.
I believe this is the game's first and only mandatory parkour section.
Or you could use Eagle.
You can use Eagle if you want to, but why would you want to do that?
Well, you're doing it. Johnny, you're doing it.
I don't know what sorcery you've conjured, but yeah, you seem to be doing
I don't know
right.
what sorcery I'm conjuring up either, but
No, you see, here's the thing. You can use Eagle, but why would you? Even if you can control it, it's slower.
Because the parkour system sucks. That's why you would use Eagle.
You know what? I've been trying to hold off ranting about this, but the invisible springs, I hate those things. What is the point?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those either.
the only time I ever find it odd and sort of, it's the best way I can classify it, is it was actually in Tropical Coast Zone 3, the rail grinding level, where the green rails, when you reach the end of them, they have invisible springs, but how the hell are you supposed to know
Yeah, when I
that?
see the edge of a rail, I'm usually trying to get to the next.
Yeah, I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump out of the way.
Like, I get for, like, secrets and stuff, you want to put, like, hidden springs, but even, like, stuff that's obviously a mandatory thing that you have to hit in order to reach a certain area, it just seems kind of, like, confusing to the players to make it invisible so that they think, oh, well, there's nothing there, I'm not going to walk there.
Sega just launched me to the other side. Oh, you sneaky sons of bitches.
It's just like it either seems like it's like hidden automation for areas where you could have just parkoured very easily, like an upward wall running section. That looks like it's supposed to be just an upward wall running section, but after the first 2 inches of wall run, suddenly there's a spring.
Yeah, it kind of gives you the impression that they didn't have much faith in their parkour system to begin with.
Well, there's very few, like you said, there's only one mandatory parkour section, and even then, you know, you can still get by it with Eagle if you know.
Well, you know, it wasn't even a mandatory section. It was like after one of the red rings in Windy Hill Zone is what I'm thinking of specifically. I think it was actually, yeah, there was a red ring. Then there were two animal capsules with an extra life between them, and then you had the wall run back up to the main part of the level.
It's just, if they put so much effort, or, well, they put so much focus, I should say, onto this parkour system, and you never really ever need to use it for anything, you know?
I love this bit.
Yeah, this bit's awesome. It sounds like, what? Shut up! Although I will say though, the wisps in colours, like, there's very few times the wisps are mandatory in colours, at least the Wii version, but those work awesome. My problem is that I haven't got a problem with the parkour system not being mandatory. I just have a problem with the fact that it controls like crap.
Well, I just feel like it should be used in a more interesting way than in the main levels, you know. Otherwise, why is it even here? You know, this is billed as a main gameplay mechanic, so I should you know, have to do something with it.
Well, I'm going into the whole how parkour was introduced to begin with, because I recall in like certain developer interviews, probably during E3, that they put in the parkour system because they apparently had, you know, a lot of complaints saying that when Sonic runs into a wall, he comes to a dead stop. Was that ever really a problem in the adventure games? Or? Not
really, no.
No, less in the adventure games than in Unleashed and Generations, really.
Like, I never, out of all the times I've played in a 3D Sonic game, stopping on a dime when I hit a wall or running against the wall and not being able to glide on it was never really an issue for me.
Well, that was more your punishment for, like, for messing up and ramming into things, you know. You gotta speed back up again, you know. It wasn't ever...
Yeah, but we had a spin dash, you know. It's not that much of a punishment.
What it was just kind of jarring that you just sort of stopped. And the only game to actually try and do anything with it was the Wii version of Unleashed, where you flattened if you hit the wall.
Yes.
Which was hilarious, by the way.
I will say, I remember before playing it, I think pretty much all of you guys got it before I did, and when I started playing this game, I think Ted was like, you know, I think Ted implied that this game isn't that bad until you get to here in Lava Mountain. I'm not sure. I actually think Sky Road is actually my favorite world.
No, I said that the levels in Sky Road and Lava Mountain, I didn't like the game before this point. Later levels in Sky Road and Lava Mountain made me want to tear my hair out. This level right here, Sky Road Act 2, is actually my favorite level in the game because, you know, it feels like a Sonic level where, you know, you're moving at a decent pace, but still like jumping and stuff.
And I like it because it's challenging without being dickish, which is not something I felt which isn't a good balance I felt the rest of the game has.
Also, the music track. This is another one of the few music tracks that I actually remember, too.
Am I the only one who thinks about that dragon robot from Power Rangers when the second set of Zords was introduced?
What, Serpentera?
Serpentera, yeah.
Oh shit! Zavok has Serpentera. I never made that connection.
Did that robot ever do anything?
No.
Wasn't he like the ultimate evil Zord?
Yeah.
It just sort of hovered ominously in the background.
Yeah, we needed more Zeddy. We need one named Zed, Zod, Zoltan.
Zeta.
Zod? No,
Zoltan.
don't bring Zod.
Kneel before Zavok!
You bring Zod, then Superman's gonna show up, and then the Lost Hex will be destroyed.
Would that be a bad thing, Ted?
Yeah, but we already got Eggman wanting to destroy the Lost Hex with no gravity effects.
Why does the dragon robot have a ramp on the back?
This boss is annoying.
Because it's handicap accessible, Lewis.
My problem with this boss is that I found I could only ever reach Zavok if I did the kick, and because if I tried it for like 5 times homing attacking, but for some reason Sonic would lose steam after about 5 consecutive hits and fall off. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think that it's not a great design. The kick homing attack, the homing attack is nerfed in this game.
It took me a while to figure out that I can homing attack the segments.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, I thought I just had to run along the damn thing.
Yeah. And then Sonic kept falling off on the circular parts.
Yeah, exactly. So again, if you're having trouble with this, use the kick, because the kick won't run out. You can kick your way to the end, and then this homing attack Zavok. One thing I also don't get is that in terms of the boss fight, I mean, I can't remember if I said this earlier. If I did, I apologize, but I don't get why with like certain badniks only the kick can kill him and the homing attack does nothing. Before the Zeti, the kick does nothing on any of them. You can only ever homing attack them. Just to me, it just seemed a bit of a weird how like it's stronger on robots, but
A last-minute turnaround that can confuse a lot of players.
it is. It's kind of because throughout the entire game we're led to believe that the kick is stronger than the homing attack. Yet your stronger move does nothing on any of these bosses. It's just kind of weird.
I can understand why it would throw off a lot of players, especially just saying that up until this point you've been destroying all the Zeti with homing attacks, whether they're charged or not. But the thing with Zavok though is that Zavok has a blocking animation, and my mindset was, okay, he's blocking. No other Zeti in this game have blocked at this point. That kind of gave me a tell that I need to use the kick.
This level
With
sucks.
that said, now we have our mandatory flying level.
Well, I can sort of see why this isn't a tornado level, because Tails has been kidnapped, but fuck.
Did somebody's Minecraft inventory just sort of scatter around in the background?
I wanna fly high. Somebody will be.
Is that the Adventure 1 or Adventure 2 version? Because
It's the same damn lyrics.
Adventure 1 version's better. Ted, you're a moron.
I'm sorry, I lied. Adventure 1 version is better, but this game actually uses
Thank
the
you.
Adventure 2 version for its remix.
Bastards.
Well, I actually do like the instrumentals of the Adventure 2 version. So
Well, no, I like the
Same.
instrument. Well, no, but they use a horrible MIDI file for the remix in this version for some reason. Okay.
There's no sitar.
are you sure? I'm pretty sure I heard the sitar in there somewhere.
As I say, when I played it, it sounded like, as Ted said, it sounded like MIDI. Like to me, like
Oh god, this is one of those levels where the red rings are a dick to get, aren't they?
Yep,
Yes.
if you miss them, you pretty much have to die or restart the whole level.
Restart
if you
the
hit-
entire level.
Yeah.
Reminds me of riding the Panda Bear in Crash 2.
and kids. When Ted says you have to die, he's not talking about the game. You have to actually kill yourself to replay again.
A polar bear, even.
Yeah, you see, the Grim Reaper will pop up, and then in order to win your life back, you actually chess is for losers. You actually have to do the 2-player mode in Sonic Lost World.
Which saying that it's a line Zor says that only in the end only the Reaper wins, which is possibly my favorite line in the entire game. It's so dark, I love it.
No, Seasons beat the Reaper because Seasons don't fear him, nor do the wind or the sun or the rain.
This playthrough needs more cowbell.
Okay, so at first I didn't know that you had to kill this dude. I thought that you just.
Yeah, I just stood there for like an entire minute. I'm like, is he gonna? Okay.
I think you can go under the one in the previous level.
Yeah.
So
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, and then I ran out of time because. Yeah.
Well, after the
Yeah.
first 2 sets of missiles, I realized something was up, so that's when I knew to start running into them.
I did it out of complete curiosity. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this.
I tried to hit one of the missiles, but maybe I let go of the button too early or something, and Sonic was in the wrong animation.
I have a question about the giant bird thing. Okay, does the... Hi there, little girl.
Oh my! I think the Reaper has come for me in the form of this young girl.
Does the giant fat bird thing have any badniks, animals in it?
I don't think so.
It's too late for them.
It still only counts as one.
Just Amy and Knuckles are lost. Nothing of value was lost this day.
Say hi to Mighty for me.
And yet, they're dead. They're dead.
Yay!
They'll get brought back to life later, but they are dead.
Yay!
Oh, you fucked up so much. I'm gonna point and laugh at you.
Oh, I hate this level. One reason why: Contra syndrome. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with Contra syndrome, as soon as you scroll up, oh yeah, that's a bottomless pit now. For some reason, the bottom of the screen means you die, even though there's still platforms down there. What? How? What is the logic? I don't even.
Oh, it's a good thing that there were invisible springs there.
Well, you're supposed to get that red ring by wrapping around the other side of the corridor that I skipped past earlier. I did that only because I knew there was invisible springs there. Yeah, but that's really the only problem I have with this level is because of the instant bottomless pit syndrome. You know, like what the hell happened to the platforms earlier? Why does the camera want to fight? Why does the camera have a vendetta against Sonic suddenly?
Oh, you're barely.
Oh.
Hang on, did the invincibility frames protect you from the bottomless pit?
No, the camera just wasn't high up enough.
Oh, okay.
Cause like there's a point. It's I think where you're like on the where there's like there's a ramp that you've got to not a ramp, but there's there's a slope that I have to run up, and I didn't have enough speed, so I fell I fell back down, and when I touched the bottom of the screen, I died, and I was just like, what?
High Adventure 2 Ghost.
I was gonna say seeing the Adventure 2 Ghost is kind of an odd little throwback, but it's cool to see them again.
It's kind of random that they're here, though.
And that's why the rhythm width is pretty useless. It's like, it lets you get to certain spots when you find them, but if you try using it anywhere else, you just bounce around like a flopping fish.
Oh, hi, Mario Galaxy Slide.
Do do boo do 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 do. Oh well, I guess we could play the Lost World music. If
Yeah,
we
but
do.
if we're gonna relate to Sonic, I think of Lost World or that one little section at the end of Canon's core. That might as well be Lost World.
It was a subtle
get-
reference.
Yeah, it's a reference to. Okay, so I guess it's the same damn thing then.
Those sliding sections, though, do you want to know the difference between those and this? There wasn't really anything to do during those sliding sections. You just sort of slid, and that was it. Oh wait, no. There was one part where you had to not slide and instead jump backward. Because otherwise, and there's no way to know this until it happens, otherwise you die!
So does Bowser just loan out these fire bars, or what?
No, those are Orbinauts.
Well, okay. Well, then did Bowser make the fire bar app for the Orbinauts or something?
No, it was plagiarism. the Eggman just copied them.
Oh, okay.
It's not just Contra syndrome this level suffers from, it's Pac-Man syndrome too.
Well, the Pac-Man syndrome's actually like a gameplay element, so I don't mind that. It's the Contra thing that really bugs me because
I think the level doesn't. I think there's like one section where the game pretty much forces you to use the Pac-Man syndrome just because you have to. I think they do a good enough job explaining that. It's the whole everything below you is now suddenly a bottomless pit that they don't do anything to tell you about.
what causes these things to break exactly? Is it a button press or is it just time?
It's just time.
Okay.
It's kind of like the things that you grab onto in the water rush sections in the old games, where you had a pole that you could stop yourself on, but if you stayed on there for too long, it would break.
No, I thought that the poles broke when you pressed the jump button.
They eventually break on their own.
They do that, but they do eventually break on their own, yeah.
That made sense though, because classic Sonic was a chubby fucker.
Yeah, like here, you're forced to use the Pac-Man syndrome in order to get by.
And honestly, I don't think we would be bitching so much about the Contra syndrome if it was an auto-scrolling section, like going vertically scrolling. Because we let that pass if it's auto-scrolling, regardless of whether or not auto-scrolling is a stupid idea to begin with.
Well, at least it makes sense if there's like a thing of spikes or whatever chasing Sonic. Here it's just like, okay, now the bottom of the screen is deadly. Okay, sure, let's go with that.
It's poison.
I don't mind. I don't care about the Contra stuff.
Throughout this entire part, Clement's just been like, these guys are morons. They don't understand anything.
I'm gonna say it.
Clement gives no fucks.
There's only so much I could say. It didn't bother me. I'm fine with this.
Well, Clement, I have to say, I love that in your video vlog, you kind like you didn't do it a lot, but a certain amount of you were just like, if you don't like this game, it's because you suck at it. Kill yourself. It's like, oh, okay, Clement.
No, I
thanks for
don't
that.
think he was that very subtle.
I'm sorry, you're not all expert players like the great Clement.
Yes.
Real gamers like Sonic Lost World. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Oh, this boss fight. This boss fight.
Is annoying.
Nah, I don't find them that bad.
No, it's just it took me forever to figure out how you're actually supposed to kill him. You know.
All right, and so and here Serpentera has exactly the same role he did in the Power Rangers show. It just sits there looking ominous the whole time.
Did Serpentera ever shoot any lasers?
I think it did.
Get back here. Have at chi.
Why are you breaking your own robot?
What I don't get though is that I don't get in games like why would he stand there for like 30 seconds blocking? Why not just keep attacking? You know, that's just me.
Well, he's just a big fan of turn-based RPGs. I have to give Sonic a chance.
Ah!
Yeah, here's the thing about Zavok. You have to build up the meter a lot longer than other bosses because he has like a bigger health bar or something.
You have to build it up like 8 times or something ridiculous.
And then he
Yeah.
auto blocks the second one every time.
And then you have to go then you have to go back to pushing him back towards the edge.
Don't do it. I'ma do it.
And then he fell 500,000 feet and died.
Yay.
Don't worry. He'll probably get caught in some fucked up gravity thing.
Yeah,
that'll save
I'm
his
sorry. After the ending of Sonic Advance 2, I just don't believe that anybody could die from a bottomless pit after that. And that was after he transformed back to normal.